and I'm sure he'll have some of his first family members. We'll be taking a very special look at the boy from New York City and have some words about him a little bit later on. All of it's coming up today on Championship Wrestling. We certainly hope you'll just kind of make yourself comfortable and stay with us for the next little while as we get Championship Wrestling underway. Stay with us. Back with that opening single match with Harley-Davidson in just a moment. About some of the events of the last few days. Jimmy Hart.
Let me tell you something, man. This has probably been the wildest, craziest week of my entire professional career. Everything seems to be crumbling down on Jimmy Hart this week. Let me tell you this right now, baby. One of the best wrestlers I've ever had in my life, a man that's been with me for 2.5 years, the Dream Machine in Pork Chop Cash. The Dream Machine in a match Wednesday night against Jackie Fargo's Fabulous Ones got his ankle broke, okay? And now, that's right, you people laugh because you see, you people are sick, baby. You people are sick, man, to clap and cheer over a man being in a hospital in Nashville, Tennessee with pins in his leg and a cast all the way up to the knee. He might be out 9 or 10 months with a broken ankle. Well, let me tell you something, Fabulous Ones, and you can bank on this, baby. Whatever it takes, whatever I have to do, the family will get even. You know what I'm saying, baby? He who laughs, laughs, will laugh the loudest, and Jimmy Hart will get the last laugh. I promise you that. But one other thing I want to talk about today, man. How many times have I stood out here and I've said, hey, I've got the man that's going to take Jerry Lawler out. I've got the wrestler that I brought in, baby, that's going to get rid of the king once and all. Tell me, how many times have I said it?
You've said it. I can think of many, many times.
You're right. Probably 100 times, maybe 200. But somehow or some way, the king always comes through. Well, baby, my search is over because, you know, this week I did a little bit of phone calling. And my phone bill is about $800. I'll tell you that right now because this man is hard to find. This man is hard to get because, you see, everybody wants him because he is a star, or should I say a superstar in professional wrestling. And his name is Ox Baker. Ox the Heart Punch Baker. You know why they call him the Heart Punch?
No, why?
Well, I thought you would never ask. Well, I'll tell you why, baby. Because, you see, he's taken 2 men out. 2 men out permanently, a man by the name of Ray Gunkel and a man by the name of Alberto Torres. You know, why don't you ask them what the Heart Punch could do? But, you know, you can't ask them because, like I said, you'll have to ask their families because they're no longer with us. But what I've got right now, baby, I've got a little film clip. The man was in a movie called Escape from New York. And I can sit and talk about how big he is and how bad he is, but look how big this man really is. Roll the film upstairs, brother. Roll the film. There you go. Come on, roll the film. They're getting it set up right now. The guys upstairs are definitely asleep, but this is worth waiting for. Escape from New York, Ox Baker, a superstar. Impressive, huh?
He's
impressive.
Huge.
That's right, baby. He is huge, and he is here, and he is big and bad, man. Like I said, I had to make a lot of phone calls to get the man. But I think I've got another little tape here that I want to show you. The legendary Ox the Heart Punch Baker. Are you ready upstairs, guys? All right, here he is. Look at this. Look at this, Dave. Come on. Look at him. Come on.
The other night, I was beating somebody up, and I went to the dressing room, and I got disqualified again. Because I kept pounding on that man, and the referee, again, this Mickey Mouse referee, disqualified the fantastic Ox Baker. I got a call from Jimmy Hart, and he said, Ox Baker, I heard that you got a go in life, that you like to beat people up. You like to torture people, that you killed 2 men in the ring. Yes, that's all true. I've never told the wrestling fans anywhere in the country that I'm the world's greatest wrestler. I've never told everybody I know all the wrestling moves. I was glad Jimmy Hart called me. He told me he has an enemy that he wants destroyed, not just beat up with that heart punch of mine, which I've made famous all over the world. I love to hurt people. I love to get in the ring and watch them fall down, and like the 2 men that I killed. You know, their wives asked me if I apologized to them about their husbands. Their husbands were not in shape. And Jerry Lawler, if you're not in shape when you step in the ring with Ox Baker, and when I raise this heart punch, 2 men never went home to their families after I hit them with them. I'm famous for the heart punch in death matches. 2 men didn't make it home after I hit him with this Hart punch. Last week, I ripped a tooth out of a man's mouth. I like to beat people up. And Jimmy Hart, I hope the people thank you for bringing the fantastic Ox Baker. People of Memphis, people of the world, you might not know me when I stepped in front of this TV, but when I finish up in Memphis, you're going to forget about Elvis, you're going to forget about Jerry Lawler, and the only thing you're going to think about is Ox Baker, because I love to hurt people, and Jerry Lawler, I'm going to hurt you.
You should thank me for bringing in the greatest athlete in the world today, Ox the Hart Punch Baker. What's the matter, Lawler? Your knees knocking now, Lawler? I know they are because, like I said, I've tried for a long time, but I promise you, Ox Baker will take you out, baby. Eddie Marlin, you better get ready. You better get the stretchers because from now on, everybody's going to be carried out. That's going to be a promise from me to you.
Ox Baker, you saw him. Hart's latest find. Stepping up to the ring right now. Just to kind of catch you up on what's been going on around the territory in the last few weeks. The Southern Tag Team titles were vacated and resulted in a one-night tournament being held at the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee. The top tag teams from all around the area participated trying to win the Southern Tag Team titles. Got down to the Final Four. The Final Four, the Fabulous Ones, and Staggerly and Norvel Austin. And here is the match for the titles. Here's what happened.
Scissors, a dandy. Big shoulder from Stagger. Leapfrog. Great drop kick. Eddie Gilbert. He's Rocky. He needs a tag. He got it. It's been a good, clean match. Boy, it has been a rugged one, but it has been a clean match, too. Referee calls for a break. And a big ripping forearm. Side headlock. Stagger hanging on to the wildfire. And that time Stagger Lee using a handle of hair as he was thrown off by Rich. He held on to the hair. And, well, protective. He said he just liked it better as Stagger Lee. There's Koko Ware. Of course, that, you know, he didn't make any bones about that. Nice. 1, 2, 3. New Southern Tag Champs, the Fabulous Ones. Hey, what is this? Lee and Norvel grab the belts. Slugging Tommy Rich, Eddie Gilbert. Norvel, Stagger Lee. And now the referee, and Koko ripped him with a right hand. Here comes Dutch Mantel, Jerry Lawler, Austin Idol.
Well, you saw what happened there. The belts won by the Fabulous Ones, Tommy Rich and Eddie Gilbert, but then you saw what happened with Stagger Lee and Norvel Austin. They've had quite a change of attitude. As a matter of fact, well, you can decide for yourself, but understand how they want to be known as the PYT Express. Here they are. Austin,
crank that music up there. Come on, man. What's wrong with you? That's right. Crank it up, Dave. We want to add a little color to your program out here on a Saturday morning. You understand?
I understand. You're here. We saw what happened in here.
Don't you see us here?
I see you here.
I'm going to tell you one thing. And I'm going to tell you one time. And I hope a group of people is listening. They know who I'm talking about. We tired of taking back seats to people like Tommy Rich and Eddie Gilbert. They call themselves the Fabulous Ones.
Well, we ain't taking no back seats from nobody like that. And all these little pretty girls running around is always hollering and screaming at Tommy Rich and Eddie Gilbert. But look at our dress. Look at our colors, baby. From now on, we're going to get all the attention from these pretty young ladies. Young ladies, Mike. What's wrong with you, bro? Let me tell you, redneck, something over there. You're looking at a good team, baby. You're looking at the PYT, baby. You know what that means? Pretty and young and tough. So you're going to be looking at a new team, and you people think that Tommy Rich and Eddie Gilbert are champions. Boy, y'all got another thing coming. You know that? Y'all need to wake up because this is 1984, baby. You see what I'm saying? This is our time, and it's our time now. So I want to tell you something, Tommy Rich and Eddie Gilbert. If you are champions, baby, y'all got one thing coming. You are wrong. You are wrong, baby. Because you know what, Norvel? I want to say this. Yeah, I want to say this. You know, we don't have to sit in the back of the bus no more. We don't have to drive the bus anymore. We own the company. Like we said, we ain't taking no backseat to nobody no more. So now, I'm going to show you one other thing, baby, that we bad. We tough. PYT, the T stands for tough, and we've been to show you how to get down.
We've got the opportunity right here as the opponents for the PYT Express are standing in the ring right now. All right, one falls, 10-minute time limit match coming up here. Total weight is 465 pounds, and introducing from Topeka, Kansas, Art Cruz, and from San Jacinto, New Mexico, Chief Jesse Ortega. And going against him at a total weight of 400.
You know, Dave, before we start talking about what happened last week, I just, you know, Eddie and myself, we've been doing a lot of thinking, you know, when Jackie called, you know, and he asked us, you know, we had a chance to come back home and be a part of something that it's one of the biggest things in the country. You know, Jackie Fargo, you know, he's known all over the country, and it was a big thing, you know, to come back, and especially to get to be one of Jackie Fargo's fabulous ones. You know, but just like I said last week, I don't know, we won the match, we won the belts, but when we was laying there, Norvel and Koko or whatever they want to be called, I don't, you know, that right now I'm talking about something that really it's bothered Eddie and it's bothered me all week. We was laying there, we was both bloody and you know, about half out of it, and we heard some boos, you know, some people booing out in the crowd, and I mean, you know, I've been on both sides of the fence. I mean, everybody ain't gonna like you all the time, but it was more than just a few of the people booing, you know, and Eddie and myself, you know, to win them belts, it was, you know, I've won the world heavyweight title at one time. I held that, and that was a big thrill. But to come home, Memphis, Tennessee, and to win the belts, you know, it was the biggest thing that ever happened. And just like I said, we was laying there, and after we got back to the back, you know, we sat in the back for a long time, and we talked about it. And, you know, all we could come up with was that a lot of the people thought we were here trying to replace Steve Kern and Stanley Lane. Well, that's not what we're here for. That's Eddie Gilbert. I'm Tommy Rich. The name The Fabulous Ones, Jackie Fargo made that name. And as far as Stan and Steve, you know, they were very good friends of Eddie's and mine both. They're the ones that wanted to go to Minnesota, to New York, and travel all over the country. I mean, I've done it, but I wanted to come home, and I had a chance. And what I'm saying is, I don't really know what exactly I'm trying to say, but it's like when I was 11 years old. You know, I was 11 years old, and my father, he went off and left my mother and me. You know, and I thought, well, nobody can ever take his place. And my mother, you know, after it was over, sure, she's seen some other men. And I kind of held it against the men, you know. I'd go to sleep, and during the night I'd get mad. I'd wake up, and at first I'd be mad at them men. But when I was laying in that ring last week with blood all over me, and I heard them people booing, you know, I kind of thought, you know, I realized it wasn't them men's fault that was coming to see my mother. You know, my father, he's the one that left. He's the one that wanted to leave. And so, I mean, it wasn't like they were trying to take his place. He's the one that chose to left. And I don't know if that's the same thing that I mean, it's not, I mean, that's my family's what I'm trying to say there. But all these people, you know, we come home, we're doing it for Jackie Fargo, but we're doing it for all these people out here, too. That's what it's all about. Just like Jackie said, you know, they're the backbone. They're what makes wrestling happen. And all I want to say is that we're not here to take Steve and Stan's place. We're here as Eddie Gilbert and Tommy Rich, and we're going to do it just like it's supposed to be done. And we ain't going to let Jackie down and none of these dead-gone people out here.
Well said, I think.
You know, Tommy's right. That's exactly what I've been thinking. But, you know, the whole thing gets down to Stagger Lee, Koko Ware, and Norvel Austin, who came out here and said, we're not champions. Well, right here's the proof, baby. You may have left us in our own blood, but right here's the proof. We are the champions. And if you two think that you're going to start your PYT Express or whatever you call it by rolling over us, your first thing, and you got another thing coming, brother, you're not going to make a reputation off us, because that's one thing that Jackie asked of us and told us and questioned us about. Don't ever let anybody make a reputation off of you, and that's exactly what we're not going to do, brother. And if you, we're psyched up, we're ready this week. Y'all bring it on, because we're ready, and I'm hopping mad, and if they want a good Southern whooping, brother, you come to two guys that can do it.
Eddie Gilbert, Tommy Rich, the fabulous ones. You got some competition in here right now.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, David. Just looking forward to it.
All right, there they go. There is the ravishing Rick Rude, led by his manager, Jimmy Hart. That'll be in action here in a single match. His opponent, standing in the ring, is waiting for him. It's going to be one fall, 10-minute time limit match. Introducing from Versailles, Kentucky, I beg your pardon, 215 pounds, Johnny Wilhoit. That's Rick Rude that's just jumped him back in the corner. Referee Jerry Calhoun said, ring the bell.
He looked good, Davey.
Yeah, he jumped him in the corner. He doesn't even have his warm-up shirt on.
Well, that shows how green the guy is. He's stupid. You've got to be alert at all times if you're going to be a professional athlete. You know that.
Shows how much respect Rick Rude and Jimmy Hart have for the rules of wrestling.
Respect gets you. You know, the only thing gets you anything, baby, is winning matches, because you make money by doing that. If you went to a grocery store and said, hey, I've got respect, my name's Dave Brown, what are they going to give you? They're going to give you nothing, baby. That's exactly what you're going to get. Look at Rick Rude, baby.
Johnny Wilhoit thrown out of the ring. Rude down on the floor after him. Referee,
come on, Ricky, put him back in the ring, baby.
Into the ring post. Wilhoit has never had a chance.
Hey, you've got to be alert all the time, Brown. What do you want to make excuses for these people for? Look at the guy. He's got the size, he's got the weight, he's got good ability, but you've got to be alert at all times. Look at him.
There he goes out of the ring again, thrown out by Rick Rude.
Come on, Rick, bring him back in the ring, baby.
Rude down on the floor, picks him up. This time,
cheap shot right there, a cheap shot by the little punk right there, man.
Wilhoit did not go into the ring post again. That time Rick Rude hit his shoulder. There's Johnny Wilhoit.
He's using the fist, Brown.
He's using the fist, all right, and he slams Rude into the ropes. Drop kick, he didn't get a good one, but he knocked him down, and Rick Rude rolls out of the ring. Rick Rude over here for...
You get a real man out here to fight. What is this garbage?
Looks like he's doing pretty good. Why are you out here instead of in there?
I shouldn't even be in the ring, Rick Rude. He's not a champion. What's his credibility? Has he got a title? No, he don't, man.
I got better things to do than fight these butterballs. Bring a real man out here.
Come on, Rick. Let's leave that. That's a bad man. Come on, get somebody out here that knows what they're doing, man. This is Rick Rude, a superstar, man.
Wilhoit's holding his own in there. If I were you, Hart, I would send it. Come on, Rude. Austin Idol in the ring. All right. Now step in there, huh?
Look at this kid. What, are you dressed for hauling garbage today?
Yeah. Hey, Ricky, you got it.
Hey, punk. You know, it's a good thing that's wrong. It's a good thing you ain't packed in your wrestling tights, I'd kick.
You know what? Look at him. Look at Austin. He's brave after Rick's already wrestled. Watch out, Rick.
Hart from behind. Jumps Austin Idol. Come on, let's get him out of here. Now Rude rolls Idol into the ring. And Hart and Rude both going to work on Idol after Hart jumped Idol from behind. Idol out here to challenge Rude. Rude nails Hart. Idol got a swing at him, but Rude ducked under it. And now Rude and Hart leaving the area. There they go. The Idol jumped by Hart while he was talking to Rude, and I guarantee you Austin wants these guys back out here as they jump him from behind and then work 2 against 1 and leave when it looks like Austin is going to take charge.
Yeah, you hear it right there, baby? You hear what I'm saying right there? Can you hear what we're talking about here? We're talking about the All-American backjumper, Don. We're talking about a dude who plays a big hard game. We're talking about a dude who don't mind beating up a woman. You know what we're talking about? We're talking about a low-life, yellow-bellied coward, David. We're talking about a dude who would have to, picture in your mind, who would have to stand at the top of a step ladder just to reach a snake's belly. We're talking about the low-life scum of the earth. But you know what else we're talking about? We're talking about revenge. We're talking about my time. And my time's coming. Because you see, all I gotta do, Dave, all I gotta do is climb a 10-foot pole. And you know what's sitting on top of that pole, darling? Well, in case you don't know, I do know. It's this, baby. It's a big, sharp razor belt. It's gonna be a strap, darling. That's gonna carry me some hide. And I ain't gonna be happy until I see some flesh that is ripped open. Rick Dude thinks it's real sharp. Well, darling, when I get hold of this belt on top of that pole, I'm gonna show you gotta be a whole lot than just sharp to take over an Austin Idol, darling, because I'm gonna cut like a knife. Feel it right now, darling. Feel it. Right here. I'm gonna teach you once and for all, punk. There's only one Caesar in Rome, and there's only one Caesar in wrestling. And you're looking at him because the devil is going to spew right out of my guts and right out of my mouth. And I'm going to eat you alive, chump.
The words for Rick Rude, and they will meet the strap on top of the 10-foot pole. We got more championship wrestling action coming up. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with it in just a moment. So, the main event of the night, it is not going to be Hart and LeDuc's corner and Dylan and Lawler's corner. That's going to be a tag team match. The managers are going to be in the ring. So main event of the night, Joe LeDuc and Jimmy Hart in the ring against Jerry Lawler and JJ Dillion. It's all Monday night at the Coliseum. Super night of action. Do not miss it. We're going to be back here with more championship wrestling and action in the ring in just one moment. Against Joe LeDuc, and LeDuc and Lawler both are going to have partners in a tag team match, and maybe we'll get some comments from the King about this action coming up here.
Well, maybe before we talk, could we just watch the tape? Now, this was a hard-fought match. I knew that whenever I went in the ring with Joe LeDuc, that's exactly what it was going to be, and the outcome was not exactly what I had anticipated. But anyway, let's watch the film, then we'll talk.
Yeah, we've got that.
LeDuc pulls that belt off. Blasts Lawler. Hart working on Dylan. LeDuc choking Lawler with that belt, and the referee saying, bring it up. Lawler into a pile driver on LeDuc. Boy, he mashed him. Dylan, I guess Hart's still working on Dylan. We can't see across the ring. But we can see Lawler going after LeDuc. Here comes Hart. This'll end it. 26 minutes, 24 seconds. Lawler will win it on a disqualification. Hart got a face full of powder. Now they're all four in the ring. Lawler.
Well, unusual assistance there, to say the least.
Well, it was some unusual assistance, and everybody, you know, from the time I got out of my car out here today, everybody has been saying to me, what in the world are you doing now? Here you've just gotten away from Jimmy Hart, you've just gotten away from Joe LeDuc, and now all of a sudden you tie up with JJ Dillion.
Dillion, yeah.
Well, I have a reason for this, and the reason is Jimmy Hart. Not because I think that I need JJ Dillion to offset Jimmy Hart. That's not it at all. What it is, you know, if it's one thing that I hate, if it's one thing that I can't stand, is when that little pencil-neck wimp comes out here and says, this is the greatest day of my life. This is the happiest day of my life. I hate that. Do you understand what I'm saying? I would do anything at all to cause Jimmy Hart some pain and some suffering and some heartache. And I know more than, you know, he's had a fractured leg, he's had a fractured jaw, he's had a broken hand, he's had it all done to him. And he's been hurt a lot in the past. But the one thing that kills Jimmy Hart more than anything is when that big inflated ego of his has to suffer. And he really thinks that he's the greatest wrestling manager in the world. But down there Monday night, when JJ Dillion pins Jimmy Hart, it's going to hurt him worse than anything that's ever happened to him in the wrestling business, because he's going to have to realize at that moment that he is not as good as JJ Dillion, that he is not the manager that JJ Dillion is, that he is nothing more than, as I said, a pencil-neck wimp and nothing but a piece of garbage. And Hart, let me tell you, brother, one way or another, I'm going to make sure that JJ Dillion pins your stinking skinny little shoulders to the mat only after he's busted that little fat head of yours wide open and we see the blood run down your face. And as for you, Joe LeDuc, you tried everything in your arsenal. You tried to throw me out on that table again. You picked me up over it. You did everything that you could possibly do. But Joe LeDuc, I'm still here, and I'm back for more, brother. And I'm going to be right down there looking you right in the eye Monday night. And you know they got a lot of farmers in this area in the South. Well, I'm going to do a little farming myself. I'm going to do some planting, and I'm going to do some raising. I'm going to plant my fist on that ugly head of yours down there Monday night, and I'm going to raise some bumps and some lumps and some bruises. So come on down, Joe LeDuc and Jimmy Hart, because me and JJ Dillion are waiting for you, brother.
All right, Jim. It will be LeDuc and Hart in the ring against Jerry Lawler and this man, James J. Dillion.
This coming week, everybody's talking about the Boogie Jam 84. Probably one of the greatest happenings in all of professional wrestling, and I want to wish the Boogeyman himself, one Jimmy Valiant, the best of luck. I have a lot of respect and admiration for him, but the match that really, really intrigues me, and on all honesty, I've had to pick up the phone very early in the morning on 2 different occasions this week and to phone Eddie Marlin just to just to clarify in my own mind that it wasn't some type of a dream. James J. Dillion and Jerry the King Lawler as tag team partners. Jerry the King Lawler and James J. Dillion, tag team partners against Joe LeDuc and Jimmy Hart. But I'm convinced that it's real. And I've looked at the videotape replays of last week 100 times because I just couldn't believe in my own mind that it really took place. But there, bigger than life, like a couple of dogs on a wounded animal, was Joe LeDuc and Jimmy Hart. And yes, it was Jerry Lawler that got him off me. And I remember when I cleared the blood from my eyes as I was laying prone on the canvas, and I looked up, and through the blur I saw the face of Jerry Lawler, and I got up and prepared to defend myself because we've faced each other so many times. And the people were screaming, no, no. It was Lawler that came to help you. You know, it's a funny thing. Many times I've seen a couple of wild dogs, a pack of dogs on a wounded animal. And I think that's what puts the human race one step above the animal kingdom, and it will always be that way because there's something in each and every one of us that says you must do something when you see a pack of dogs on a wounded animal. And Jerry Lawler didn't come to my aid last week because of any love for James J. Dillion, but it was that certain something inside that says what was happening wasn't right. Well, Jerry Lawler, come Monday, I'm going to be out there, and I'm going to give you 100%. Not because I feel any differently about you than I ever did before, because we've both become superstars in the world of professional wrestling, but obviously we've chosen separate paths to get to where we are today. But Jerry Lawler, I owe you, and I don't like owing anyone anything. And this coming week, I'm going to pay my dues.
All right, you heard it from JJ Dillion. He and Jerry Lawler will be partners. Boogie Jam 84, Monday night at the Memphis Mid-South Coliseum. Hey, quick reminder for you that for wrestling results, you can catch them on Action News 5 every Monday night at 10 o'clock after the matches, and then highlights at 5 o'clock every Tuesday afternoon on Action News 5 with Big Jack for the most complete wrestling coverage anywhere in the Mid-South area. Don't forget, too, the King Show tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Jerry Lawler Show, 11 o'clock tomorrow right here on TV5. Hey, coming up tomorrow afternoon at 3, Jackson, Tennessee, champion.
On the Boogie Woogie Man himself talking about handsome Jimmy Valiant. Just a moment, we'll be taking a look at that. Jimmy Hart followed by Joe LeDuc and bringing the card table.
You know, Ben, I can't wait to get my hands on JJ Dillion. Let me tell you something. You know, Lawler thinks he's so great. You're right, Lawler. He's 75 years old, man. He weighs 245 pounds, and he's also going to have a heart attack when I get my hands on him because I'm going to get him down and I'm going to pound his face into the mat, baby. Right, Joe? Right, baby?
Shut up, you bunch of freeloaders. How can I talk over here when they're screaming? Why don't you just throw them all out? Jerry Lawler, I said it before, you're a coward, and I'm going to say it again. Jimmy, set up that table. I said last week we're going to separate the man from the boys. And I'm going to say it again, David. Today I'm going to separate the man from the boys.
Right here, baby.
Jerry Lawler, you think because J.J. Dillon's going to be in your corner that you're going to accomplish everything you ever want to.
No way, baby.
If you're afraid that because Jimmy's here, we can send him away, it's just going to be you and me. Now, if you can't do it, if you're too scared, and you got a yellow streak in the back of your back, well, it's all right. If your mother didn't feed you your milk this morning, it's still all right. But now, from now on, the king, the real king, will be nobody else but the king of pain. Because I am the king of pain. Now, Lawler, if you have an ounce, a gram of guts in your intestine, in your inside, you're going to show up here and find out once and for all who is a man and who is a boy. So, Lawler, you've got about 30 seconds to show up. You yellow scum, Memphis, Tennessee garbage. Do what they ought to do like they do with the drunks. Put you 5 days in the streets of Memphis and brushing the sidewalk. That's about as much as good as your work. So, Lawler, what are you going to do? Where are you? In the back over there. Come on, boy. Come on, King.
Hey, if he's scared,
bring your mother with you.
If he's scared, Joe, I'll leave.
You know, I'm not a woman beater. Bring that mother of yours.
Come on, Lawler. Come on out, baby. Joe LeDuc, the greatest wrestler in the world, man. Hey, Lawler, if you're scared to come out here and arm wrestling, I'll go to the back. I'll go to the back. Okay, I'll leave. Here he is, Joe. Here he is.
There's the king.
I'll leave, Dave. I'll leave, okay?
Thank you, Jim. Yeah, leave.
Let me tell you something, LeDuc. I don't know if this is some kind of little game that you're used to playing, but I just want to say this. Stick around, you wimp. Don't run off. I just want to say this,
Don't
LeDuc.
you call him wimp. Don't talk like that to my friend Jimmy. You want to say something? Say it, because we got something to do here.
I'm not trying to stand out here, LeDuc, and say that I can arm wrestle you and match strength with you. I know that you're strong, and I know that you're big and you're tough. Anybody that can hold back a car or anybody that can pull a car, sure, they're strong. They're stronger than me. But where you're weak, LeDuc, is up here, brother. That's where you're weak. That's your problem. Now, another thing, I don't play with fire, see, because it's not something you play with. When you play with fire, you get burned.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. That's the whole idea. Do you see any scar on my hand? Take a look there, Brown. Is there any scar on my hand from fire?
There are none, no.
Lawler, come on. I'm not going to hit you. It's all right. All we want to do is find out who is the man and who is... What shall we call it? Well, we got 2 chairs.
There's one. Can we get another chair? Yeah, we're gonna get another. Yeah, Joe got his own chair. All right.
All right. Now, the only thing you have to do is grab my hand and put it down until you can burn me.
All right, the candles both lit, and Jerry and Joe set with the arm wrestling. This is Joe LeDuc's challenge. Arms together in a circle, candle on either side.
All right, you ready? Go for it. What's the matter? Yeah. What's the matter, Lawler? Did your mother give you milk this morning? Huh? Huh? Are you ready now? Burn your hand, Lawler. Burn your hand, Lawler. Burn your hand, Lawler. Burn that hand. Koko! Jim! Koko!
Lawler has thrown the fire at Joe LeDuc. LeDuc down back here.
What did I tell you, LeDuc? You're weak upstairs, brother, where it counts.
Hart coming out here to assist LeDuc. LeDuc insisted on the challenge. Lawler accepted, and as LeDuc was forcing Jerry's arm down to the candle, all of a sudden the fire appeared in Joe LeDuc's face. Jimmy Hart.
Bloodless wonder, baby. Are you a champion, Lawler? Are you a champion?
LeDuc being helped out of here by Hart. And I tell you what, I think we're going to have to take a break and kind of reorganize everything here. We'll be back with you with more championship wrestling in a moment. As promised, I want you to take a look at this special on the Boogie Woogie Man himself. He's coming your way. Be watching for him. Handsome Jimmy Valiant.
Let's see it, Mama. Let's do it, Daddy. I can roll it into Memphis, TWA. Tell all the ladies, handsome Jimmy's on his way. I'm a rocker and a roller. A little funky too. I was raised by a gypsy. You know, handsome's cool. I was born in New York City, San Francisco town. Tell all the women.
There he is, handsome Jimmy Valiant. He's going to be in the area.
You people are sick! You are sick! You people are sick! Come here, come here.
You try to break my eyes! Lord, I'm gonna kill you! You're trying to take my eyes out! I'm gonna kill you! I'm gonna kill you!
Joe LeDuc still feeling the effects very noticeably of the fire that he got hit with after the arm wrestling match. Here comes the Dutchman. Let's talk to him just a little bit. I know he's got to be feeling pretty good about the match that he has coming up, as he's going to try to get back something that was taken from him.
Just show you there, Dave Brown, when you play with fire, you get burned. I got a few things to say. Me and Randy Savage, we got a little issue going here, and it's over $5,000. That's no piddling amount. We're talking about some money, baby. And I understand that Randy Savage has some words, and I'd like to see what he's got to say about me.
All right, let's take a listen right now. Randy Savage, here's what he had to say.
$2 is a lot of money in every country in the world. And I would stick a knife in a man's belly and come all the way up with it for a lot less than $5,000, yeah. You understand what I'm saying? And now you bring that money type situation, right? You say instant replay, yeah. In no sport does an instant replay change the outcome of an event. No, it doesn't, man. No, it doesn't. NCAA basketball, man. Somebody shoots in the winning shot with 1 second left, and everybody, man, goes ecstatic, yeah, and the crowd leaves. But then, 2 hours later, promoter Eddie Marlin comes down, and he says, hey, somebody wasn't wearing regulation shoes. And everybody, man, call them up in their homes, man, get them back into the gymnasium, and put everybody back out there, and put 1 second back on the clock, yeah. Put 1 second back on the clock, man. It doesn't happen. It never happens, man. But promoter Eddie Marlin, man, I don't know what it is, brother, but I've been after the Queen real bad. And I told Dutch Mantel to step aside, man, because you aren't in the league that the Macho Man Randy Savage is. But you didn't do it, Eddie Marlin, man. You got something against class, yeah. Well, I'm going to show you something, Eddie Marlin. You understand me, man? When I said I was going after the Queen, I meant I was going after the Queen. Dutch Mantel, I want you to step aside, man, because I'm going up that pole, man, like the world's greatest athlete that I am. Yeah, and I'm coming down with the money. Then I'm gonna knock you out right over the top rope, man, yeah. And then you play your instant replay, Eddie Marlin, yeah. Because I'm going after the Queen, Jerry Lawler. And I want everybody out there to know something, that the beefcake is coming, yeah. The beefcake is coming, man. You understand what I'm saying, man? $5,000, man. The Macho Man's gonna end up with it, yeah.
You know, that guy can talk a lot and say nothing more than anybody else I've ever seen in my life. Now, he says he'll stick a knife in a man's gut and come up with it for $5,000. Well, Savage, let me tell you one thing. I will lace you down to your hide for $5,000. And Eddie Marlin came to me and said, Dutch, I'll get your money back. I said, no, I lost it, Eddie, and I will win it back myself. Nobody's got to stand behind me. Now, Savage, we're going to put that money on a pole, a 10-foot or 12-foot pole, and the first man that goes up that pole and comes down with the money, it belongs to him. I'm going to have to win this money twice, but I'm going to win it twice, Savage, and you better bring your running shoes and your fighting gloves, baby, because I'm coming for business. And bring your old man with you, because I'm going to be ready for him, too.
All right, Dutch Mantel, that happens Monday night. We're all out of time for championship wrestling. Lance will be back with us next week. Until then, this is Dave Brown. So long, everybody.